We also discussed the situation in Syria after the collapse of Assad's regime, a collapse that was made possible by Israel's weakening of Iran's terror axis.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made a strong commitment on Sunday to complete operations against Iran with the support of U.S. President Donald Trump.
Today, Secretary Rubio and I had a very productive discussion with our staffs on a number of issues. None of them are more important than Iran. Israel and America stand shoulder to shoulder in countering the threat of Iran. We agreed that the Ayatollahs must not have nuclear weapons. And we also agreed that Iran's aggression in the region has to be rolled back.
Netanyahu delivered his statement while standing next to U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who is currently visiting Israel on his first official trip to the region since taking office. He stated that
over the last 16 months, Israel has dealt a mighty blow to Iran's terror axis. Under the strong leadership of President Trump and with your unflinching support, I have no doubt that we can and will finish the job.
Rubio emphasized that a nuclear Iran must never be allowed to exist.
And there can never be a nuclear Iran. A nuclear Iran that could then hold itself immune from pressure and from action. That can never happen.
He pointed out,
I think it's important to constantly point that whether we talk about Hamas or we talk about Hezbollah or we talk about violence in the West Bank or we talk about destabilization in Syria or we talk about any of these issues, the militias in Iraq, they all have behind them one common theme: Iran.
He stressed that addressing Iran's role in these issues is essential. Recent U.S. intelligence reports have warned both the Biden and Trump administrations that Israel may attempt to strike critical Iranian nuclear facilities this year. These intelligence assessments indicate that Israel's willingness to use military force conflicts with President Trump's current efforts to secure a peace deal with Iran. The reports also caution that major Israeli strikes on Iran's nuclear sites could escalate tensions and increase the likelihood of a broader conflict in the Middle East. According to U.S. intelligence, Israel remains committed to its long-term objective of bringing about regime change in Iran. Netanyahu stated that he and Trump share a common approach to Gaza and its future, warning of severe consequences if all hostages are not freed.
And I also thanked him for America's unequivocal backing for Israel's policy in Gaza in moving forward. I want to assure everyone who's now listening to us, President Trump and I are working in full cooperation and coordination between us. We have a common strategy, and we can't always share the details of this strategy with the public, including when the gates of hell will be opened, as they surely will if all our hostages are not released until the last one of them.
Trump recently proposed that the United States should take control of Gaza and permanently remove Palestinians from the territory, which has led to significant controversy. Speaking to American Jewish leaders, Netanyahu described the plan as the only viable way to create a different future for Gaza, Israel, and the region.
President Trump's bold vision for Gaza's future, how we can work together to ensure that that future becomes a reality. We also discussed the situation in Syria after the collapse of Assad's regime, a collapse that was made possible by Israel's weakening of Iran's terror axis, especially the weakening of Hezbollah and the removal of Nasrallah.
Rubio's visit to Israel coincided with the U.S. sending a shipment of heavy bombs to Israel.